everybody, Q&A session. How you doing, Tammy?
Good.
Right, we're trying pulling a trailer, moving some furniture. What fun that is. If anybody wants to come help move furniture this weekend, give us a call. Brian Alicia, do championship bloodlines on the mother's side of the pup make it more valuable? Anytime that you've got good DNA, good pedigree on either side, it helps the situation. So when I'm looking at dogs, the first thing I look at is structure, and then look at the structure of the parents. I think that's more valuable to me than actually the DNA. Pedigree. Now, if you're in the show ring, then probably the pedigree is of more significance to you because it tends to be a bit political, and if a dog has come from a good line of dogs, then it probably helps. But certainly, it certainly doesn't hurt anything. I don't think it makes a dramatic difference. But what's more important is the structure of the puppies, structure of the parents. Medina Roll Kennel PH. Can you have a video feeding a cleft palate puppy until they can eat on their own? I'm not sure what you're asking me to do, but I mean, basically.
We don't have a cleft palate puppy to do a video on.
No, well, that's right too. So yeah, so I can't do it. That's exactly right. But the answer is a cleft palate puppies, because they have a hole in the roof of their mouth, cannot make suction because that hole connects to their nose. So when they, like this, air just goes through their nose. They can't create suction, they can't feed off a mum, they can't feed off a bottle. So you tube feed them. And you have to tube feed them until you get them onto soft food at about 3.5 weeks. So you've got that on your lap, but feed them every 3 hours from birth until they're about 3.5 weeks old. Success rate on raising cleft palates is not very good. So be prepared for the fact this is probably not going to end well, unfortunately. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't try, but it's
we all try,
yeah. We've tried, and the problem has always been we get them to the point where they're on soft food, and then eventually they get a sinus infection.
Well, it depends on how bad that cleft palate is too.
Yeah, if you had one just a hair lip with a little bit in the front, that dog probably didn't need anything special at all because it doesn't have a hole in the roof of its mouth. But if it's got a decent sized hole in the majority of the roof of its mouth, it's going to have to be tube fed.
Yeah.
Caroline B. My girl has started her heat. This is her 4th time. She's only day 3. No dripping, no blood. But leaving spots on her bleeding. Okay, so she's in heat. I can also tell her size of her hey is definitely in heat. Is it normal to drip blood? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I mean, the amount of blood that you see varies by dogs. Some dogs don't hardly do any bleeding at all. Some dogs have been cleaned up by themselves. Other dogs, you don't see it. Some dogs, it looks like a murder scene. Very variable, and it's an indication of what's going on. But if you don't see blood, doesn't mean the dog's not in heat. Or if you do see lots of blood, doesn't mean it's still the receptive stage. It could be past that and be 20 days in and still be bleeding. Bama Line Bullies. Hey, my girl has issues when she retains her period blood inside her. My vet sucks it out before breeding, but she still isn't taking. Fellow breeder recommended that after we suck the blood out to flush her uterus with sterile water and gentamicin. We've found culture and found that she has E. coli, and we treat that, but it doesn't take. Do you recommend the flush and Batril? No, I recommend the flush and gentamicin, actually, is what I recommend. I would do that. And so since it's right in the right place, the E. coli should be taken care of. So I would do that, absolutely. Marty Marr, I've asked this question a few times, never got an answer. Okay. Aside from DNA color, what DNA genetic testing do you do? Well, I have answered this to other people, but here's the answer. Animal genetics. Animal genetics. And Animal Genetics, Tallahassee, Florida. You can go online and find out there. It's $130 for a complete coat color. Doesn't include Merle, doesn't include Fluffy. Those are extras. And then a four panel health test too. And I forget what that is, but there's a combination price for all of it together. It's a couple of $100.
Several times we have said this on different videos that we've done on YouTube, so we also put that on there too, in case you forget.
Cambrell. My female is a lilac blue sable carrying tan points. So a sable is typically
a lilac blue sable.
Well, I'm going to assume that it's a lilac sable.
A lilac is blue and a lilac is chocolate. Chocolate and blue makes a lilac. Can't be a lilac blue sable.
Yes, so we're going to assume that this is a lilac. So carrying tan points, it'll be AYAT, that's why it's a sable. L1 carrier carries Fluffy. What would be the best option to breed her with? Since she's a saber, will it be hard to get certain colours or does that change the thing? I want to breed to a full fluffy. Definitely make sure the stud has little d, little co, AT at the least. Help me out with tips. Well, guess what? We have the perfect dog for you. His name is Boublier. He is a full fluffy platinum. So he is
short, small, little boy, 20 pounds.
Makes beautiful puppies. In fact,
very
we've got
cobby, beautiful head.
We've had quite a few puppies from ourselves. In fact, Chanel's just.
Can you tell I'm partial?
Oh, we love him. So this is the thing about fluffies too, by the way, is you tend to see the gene pool's not so big, the choices aren't so great. Tends to be quite a few what I call fairly big dogs in the fluffy realm. He is not that. He is a small dog. Who is his parents?
Well, Polar Jr. is his dad. His mom is Amir, and she is very small, short, and cobby, and that's where Boublier got his size from. He got it from his mother, not his daddy.
So he is little d, blue, little co, cocoa, little e, cream, AT, no brindle, no pied. Perfect choice for you. We've got a couple of other full fluffies. There's got one very interesting one. He's not ready yet, but he is a blue, carries cream and cocoa.
He's a blue and tan, carries cream, carries cocoa, full visual fluffy, ATA, short, like he's a merle. He is very short, full fluffy boy, merle on top of that.
Money bags.
Well, his daddy is money bags.
Yes, right, daddy's money bags.
So you know he's small, and you know his coat is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a really nice little dog.
Oh my gosh, I know the woman that produced him on money bags, and he's wonderful. But he's a blue and tan merle, carries cream, carries cocoa, ATA, full visual fluffy.
Thick
Beautiful
coat.
Boy.
Yep, so
his name is Mando. He's not ready yet.
Yes, you won't see my website.
Give him a couple of more months or so, and he'll be ready. But he's beautiful.
Mark Vang, can you make a video explaining Brachycephalic and what to expect and how to go about it? Well, I haven't done a video on this, but what we're talking about here is French Bulldogs are called Brachycephalic. They have this smushed up face, and so that comes with its own set of potential problems with not breathing very well, elongated palates and collapsed nares. So, the secret to this is that if you've got a dog that's really having a struggling breathing, especially in the summertime when it's very hot and is exercising, watch out for that dog. Limit the exercise out in those situations, and if it gets bad enough, you can always have surgery done.
Remember, folks, summertime is coming up. Have on hand lemon juice or lime juice, just in case your dog gets hot. You can squirt that in his mouth and that'll cut the saliva down that builds up from the heat. When they're panting and slobbering and it gets thick, it cuts that back and be able for that dog to breathe correctly.
Yeah, just watch out for your dog. Specifically, the signs are if a dog starts really breathing hard, then it starts to go blue in the tongue and the mouth. Get that dog inside. Do what Tammy's saying with the lemon juice. Maybe get a water hose.
Juice, yeah.
Water hose underneath its belly. Don't just soak it in water right away because you can shock an animal that way.
Yeah.
But get the dog cooled down. Right. Just a little bit of water on a dog make a big difference in a hurry because it evaporates and cools.
Top of his head, under his armpits. You can get alcohol even and do under his armpits. Yep. And tend to that baby real quick. You don't douse him full of lemon juice or lime juice. You do it gradually and slowly where you're not gagging him or her.
Yep.
But
Lance,
they get too hot.
Lance Willison, what would you suggest breeding a blue pied to? Well, so there are a couple of questions here. First off is if you want pieds, or what I like is a litter of partial pieds, a litter of half pieds and half not pieds. If that's on your books, then breed to a dog that is a pied carrier. If you want no pieds at all, breed to a non-pied dog, and you will just get pied carriers out of this.
Pied's real easy to control if you don't want it.
Yes.
But I mean, every time we've had a pie in a litter, that's the first one to go.
Yes. Doesn't sell for any more money.
Eye-catching.
They're
beautiful.
But they're just pretty dogs.
Oh, yeah.
So
like a painted pony.
So the answer to this is what would you breed to? Well, breed to at the very least a blue that doesn't carry brindle, that probably carries pied, and get some all blues, half pieds, half not pieds. That would be the way I'd go. Maybe you want to introduce some other colours like cream, chocolate, fluffy, merle, 10 points. We've got dogs that do all those kind of things. And you asked about time should you purchase stud service from you during heat? So the answer on this one is, if you've got a dog that you're interested in, give us a phone call. Have a conversation about this beforehand. Get prepped up to figure out what all your choices are, because we're not the only choice in the world, but at least we can steer you in what we think is the right way to go. And we would not be offended if we give you all this information to use somebody else's dog. We're not in this just to push our studs. We're in this.
Be. Because I just think our dogs are great.
Well, they are great, but I mean...
Well, I took the time in, of picking them out, so...
Well,
yeah.
that's all the stud dogs. Just about every stud dog we have is from Tammy's Fine Islanders.
Yeah, except for Rango and Goldfinger.
Which Cody found. And Cody's got a good eye for this too.
Yeah.
Cody and Tammy together are really pretty good on this. But look, the point here is why should you be thinking about us? Because we're going to give you a lot of help. And we're not just going to send out some semen. We've got shipping systems to do this so that it's done properly. We're invested in the whole process. We're going to help you out with the whole timing C-sections, whelping, weaning puppies. We're here for you for the long haul. But give us a call ahead of time and just have a general discussion about this so you can kind of get an idea about what the options are. And then certainly anybody who wants to use our dogs, call us up on the first signs of blood so we can get that dog in the stud book, the dog you want reserved for you, so there's no disappointments. Getting along on this.
Yeah.
And are we getting close to where we need to be? Then I think we're going to call it good. Bye, buddy.
Hey, Cody still has 2 little boys to sell. They're platinums. One is AA, one is ATA. They're boys. They're short, they're cobby, they're small, they're older. So his loss is your gain. Give him a call at 580, his phone number is 806-664-0173.
And what I like about older dogs, by the way, and these dogs I think are 20 weeks old,
they're going to be...
is you can see their structure. He's not buying a dog at 8 weeks, especially if you're into a stud dog, because this is what these dogs probably should be. In fact,
they're small.
He's going to keep one of them.
And bone structure is wonderful.
They are really nice little dogs, and so the whole point here is, number one, they're discounted a little bit because of their age, and secondly, you get to see their structure. This is not a dog that you're thinking, it looks nice at 8 weeks, but what will it look like by the time it's 20 weeks? Guess what? The dog's 20 weeks, you get to find out.
One is an AA Platinum, the other one is an ATA Platinum. Short, cobby, short tail, beautiful heads.
Yes.
They'll be ready to use if they're ready at 7 months here in just the next...
Yeah, I mean that's a little bit... I mean, I think 16...
if it can do 7 to 10 months. So they're 22 weeks old.
Yes, okay. Well, 24 weeks is the time we start.
And the reason why he's left with them is he had a son to move to college. He had a grandbaby. He's moved himself from his house to our other house. He's done remodeling. He's been so busy with the new business.
Well, he's taken over our business too.
Oh, yeah.
So he's doing a good job at it too.
So those babies is his loss, your gain.
Yep. All right. Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.